Well, if you guys haven't got the hint by now, you need to get that Abyss Axe. I know, I've been saying it like crazy the past few days. It has been a ton of fun to play with this weapon, and just being able to pair it with so many weapons that we haven't been able to pair it with in the past. Oh my god. You know, a part of me has always wanted to try out Rapier and Great Axe because there's some pretty obvious combos there. I'm talking something like the riposte into an execute or the heavy attack. And I tried this combo a couple days ago for about an hour in OPR before I threw on the Fire Staff with the Great Axe and discovered how absolutely amazing that was. But I did want to come back to it because this is a build, like I said, that I have always been very curious to try. And yeah, you guys know it. It was good. Of course it was good. Oh my god, Rapier and Great Axe are both some of the best weapons in this game, at least for how melee weapons go, and the mobility that this build has, the burst damage that it has, and the reach and control. I don't know, man. Great Axe just makes up for everything that Rapier is missing, and Rapier makes up for everything that Great Axe is missing, but don't tell anybody I said this. I don't really think Great Axe is missing anything. It is such a good weapon. And well, this first fight here is actually the first fight that I got into when I finally put this build together properly, excluding, of course, that first hour that I played. And I'm still learning a lot. I'm trying out some different skills with it. I do really like the spin, but I ended up landing on execute in the middle slot. Yeah, this OPR, I got quite a few nice fights. Here you could see the enemy player trying to go for that bleed combo on the Rapier. You know he's got that finisher, and I managed to catch a nice riposte. And then I go for the flesh through, get really good damage on the poke with the Rapier, and there you see that fantastic control that Great Axe has and reach. That's the moment where Rapier wouldn't be able to hit that target, and I just scoop him up and finish him off. And this guy here just about finished him off too, and he manages to escape, and I think I probably should have gone for the Reap there. I didn't see the door was up. Oh my god, so I hit the door, not the player. And this is my last opportunity to catch that hatchet player, and he ends up getting away. But again, a little bit more time goes on, and I run into this enemy archer player here. Again, that Reap, man. 8 meters of range is absolutely no joke. And there's the riposte into the heavy attack and the spin. Oh my god, get him with the light attack after. Just such a big combo. And yeah, just kind of head to the next fight. This guy threw the ghost down. I scoop him up with the Reap. Oh my god. Not only does that Reap have crazy range, but Great Axe's skills, all of them hit so freaking hard. They're just, yeah, fantastic burst on top of the Rapier. And there you see a huge heavy attack into the evade light attack. And I bring that guy down with the Rapier burst. And this build has both, man. It does it so well. And then I go for the Great Axe gap close to escape. This guy follows me around the corner. I try to go for the riposte. Unfortunately, he either dodges or I miss that attack. I go for the flesh through, get a little bit of a poke off on the ghost, and then there's the Reap. I was hoping to finish off the player or the ghost with that. But man, that gap closer having the grit, making it so easy to escape. I gotta say, that Great Axe gap closer is so powerful defensively because you snap right into it. There's absolutely no delay, and you travel such a huge distance. You have the grit up, very, very strong defensively, and there's a great scoop with the Great Axe. And again, I kind of botched the combo. I got a little bit too excited that his health was dropping. And respawn, come back out, run into another enemy archer player. I gotta say, man, this build feels so good to play against ranged opponents because you can just stick right to them. I think that's really one of my favorite things about playing Great Axe is just how well you stick to targets with it. And there you can see this guy's trying so hard to get away, and I'm just in his face the whole time. Then my Rapier skills are off cooldown by the time the Great Axe is done, and oh man, just so much mobility. I absolutely love it. And I engage with the next guy that comes, get a good riposte on him right away. Unfortunately, he is very tanky. I try to put some damage into him, just kind of absorbing the hits that he's throwing in, and oh my god, the stun chain. He does dodge that riposte. That was very naked, so yeah, he definitely should have avoided it, so he's paying attention. But another player comes around the corner with the hammer, tries to scoop me with it. I do manage to roll away, go for a little bit of a poke with the evade on Rapier, and that Great Axe gap closer so fast, really quickly break that distance. And I engage with the hatchet player. He goes into his berserk, so he's going to be immune to my staggers. I try to go for the flesh behind him, but the other hammer player, I believe, bonks me away. And I get a couple nice rolls on these guys here, and then I blow my stam right away into the Great Axe gap closer. Don't want to put myself in a dangerous spot with so many players around. And I just kind of take a little bit of cover Most of the red players move away, and it's just me and one of the guys who was kind of chasing me down. He's throwing hatchets at me. It's the hatchet guy. He starts going right away for the swings with his hatchet. I hit him with some nice damage on the Reap there. He pulls out his hammer, and I'm just super slow on that one, but I do catch him with the riposte, and there's going to be the heavy attack into the gap closer. I went for that combo thinking it would be enough to kill him, and that's a super snappy, fast combo. Cancels as quick as the evade into another light attack, so I really like having that option again. And then just catch him with the Reap, oh, right to the face. And that was all the highlights from the first game. On to the next one. I switched up my skills to put Execute on my bar. Let's see how it goes. First player that I run into is going to be a very tanky player again. One thing I do like about this build is how much stamina damage the Great Axe Heavies do. You can cut through those tanks if you force them to eat those heavy attacks. But unfortunately, an enemy archer comes in. He puts a lot of damage into me. I love how you can see all the arrows in my character. So I drop off the side with that fast Great Axe Gap Closer and quickly heal up. The other tanky player comes around the corner. I get a huge combo with the Rapier on him. Oh my gosh. Just a nice rotation, so much damage. And then I do get the riposte on the archer. Unfortunately, the hammer player hits me with the stun into the second stun. And Stoneform getting my butt off the ground. I get around the corner with the Great Axe Gap Closer. Right away flesh to try to get behind the tank, but I don't gauge the distance well. And then I'm just going to back up a little bit here. I have to try to get on top of that archer. If I focus on the tank here, he is going to take huge damage out of me. So I just kind of kite around the tank. Right away, he goes for his spear. I roll through it, and then I get nice damage with the Great Axe Gap Closer afterwards as well. Catch the riposte on the tanky player. I hit him with the heavy attack into the Execute. Maybe I could have got him. I don't know. A couple crits. At least I went for it, and there is huge 4.6k on the Gap Closer. Oh my god, Great Axe hits hard, and I love it. And there we go, the tanky player, I'm just kind of exchanging with him, and I catch him with the grit. Oh, beautiful stuff. He ends up going down. On to the next fight. Again, hanging out in OPR in the middle outpost this time, and I'm just kind of getting chased by a couple players. Right away, the Reap around the corner on this guy. He takes quite a bit of damage. There's good damage on the backstab. Oh, so beautiful. 7.6k Execute off the riposte. I don't know what to say, guys. That's the reason I put Execute on my bar, and I love it. So much damage. That poor guy goes down, and then I just kind of reset at the top here, drop down, try to go for some damage on these guys in the middle, but they've got their healing circles down, and I find myself taking a lot of damage. There we see that grit on the Great Axe Gap Closer. I said it once, I'll say it again. The defensive utility of that skill is absolutely amazing. And then, of course, Stoneform coming in super handy. The Shirking Heels healing me up, and I do manage to escape, go back around the side, and then I head towards the pillars here to try to look for a fight that's not against the whole enemy Zerg, and I run into these three players. I get a great opening on this mage, catch him with the riposte, and another beautiful Execute. Oh my god, man. I cannot wait to play more of this build. Seriously, I should have put Execute on right away. I start engaging with the next guy here. Everybody else seems to just kind of go by, and he eats that riposte. Oh my god, that was very slow. I missed the Execute, though, and he goes right away into his stone form. I think panicking, thinking I was going to land that Execute, and right at the end of the stone form, I do time the Reap on him there, and he's quite low on stamina. I anticipated that he would turn around and attack, and instead he just kind of walks away, so I awkwardly stand there and look at him. And then he turns around and goes offensive with his spear. I take a lot of damage from that combo. And there we see again that Great Axe Gap Closer, man. I don't know what to say. So strong. It's saving my ass so much in these fights. A beautiful combo on this guy with the Rapier Flesh. And then I try to go for a light attack. I evade out a little bit early, though. And then I get this guy with the Reap. Unfortunately, he has his grit up, so I can't pull him in. And he's so low on health. Oh my gosh, man. Sometimes I just get way too overzealous. Anyway, guys, I've got one last clip for you here as I say goodbye. I hope that you enjoyed this gameplay. Seriously, let me know if you guys like this build, and I'll try to put a build video together as soon as possible for you. But me personally, wow, such a fun build to play. It reminds me a lot of playing Rapier and Greatsword, but I don't know. It has a different feel to it. I gotta say, the Great Axe just chops people so hard. And I'm absolutely loving the damage that it has. That Abyss Axe, guys, I've said it so many times, you've got to go get it. If you have the expansion, go out, farm those portals. I know it can be so terrible, but yeah, once you get it, it's totally worth it. You can try so many cool builds, and this is just one of them. Thank you guys so much for watching. Of course, build videos, build guides on my website, pvpnewworld.com. I'll be putting this one on there in the very near future, I hope. I don't know, it depends how much you guys like it. And if you have an awesome clip that you want to send into the New World Top 5 Fights, you can send that to Kristofer at pvpnewworld.com. And of course, you can give me a follow on Twitch if you guys want to catch a live stream from me. A big thank you to our sponsor, ExpressVPN. They can help keep you safe on the internet, and you guys can get a deal with them thanks to the link down below. And last but not least, a massive thank you to all of my patrons on Patreon. If you're supporting now, if you've supported in the past, thank you guys so much for keeping the show going. Thank you everybody just for tuning in and watching. Let me know what you think, and have a good night. See y'all next time.